beautiful? Welcome back to Nat's Beautiful Life. Today I'm holding my chihuahua because it is storming outside and she's freaking out. So we're gonna have a little extra guest here today, which is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the mid-year freakout tag. I wasn't planning on doing this video, but then I was like, I saw it happening. Everybody was doing it. And I was like, duh. I can't believe I forgot about that. So this is gonna be an extra little video thrown in for your pleasure. Yeah, hi, if you're new, my name is Natasha. Welcome to my channel. Please hit subscribe and hit the little notification bell so you never miss a video. I do a lot of book videos, some bullet journal videos, some productivity videos, and some beauty videos. And I'm just gonna get going. Also, if the lighting is strange, it's because, like I said, it's storming outside, but I think it looks pretty good considering I've never been able to film in a storm before. But let's move on. All right, so the very first question on this little tag, and I have some of the books here and some of them were library books, so if they were library books I'll put a little picture up there. So the best book you've read so far in 2019. This is hard because I have read some good ones, so I'm just gonna say my favorite books that I've read so far. Number one is A Heart and a Body in the World by Deb Coletti. This is this was one that was like I saw on YouTube, and then people kept talking about it and suggesting it and things like that, and I was like, you know what, that sounds like up my alley. I got it. It's about a girl who runs from Seattle, Washington to Washington DC for several reasons, and her grandfather follows her in an RV, and I really enjoyed it thoroughly. She was suffering from PSTD, and so the run kind of helped her get through her issues. So I really enjoyed that book. The next one I'm going to choose because it's probably one of my favorite books of all time now, and that is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Remember, Chihuahua. By Leigh Bardugo. This is the sequel to Six of Crows, and I love these characters so much, and I love Leigh Bardugo's writing. She was new to me last year, believe it or not, and I really like that book. Alright, and I have read a lot of good ones, and I'm going through the books I've read and finished so far. You can check out my Goodreads down below. I'm currently reading Vicious by V.E. Schwab, and then I plan on reading Vengeful by V.E. Schwab, finishing that this month, but I'm not counting those in this because I haven't finished them, but I am loving those books. Alright, so best sequel you've read so far this year. First one, of course, easy, this one, Crooked Kingdom, just because it is a sequel. The other is kind of a surprise to me because I've read all the books in this series and they've all been kind of like, meh, I like the concept, but I don't know. And I thought the last one, honestly, they've never been super special, like to me, but every single book gets a little bit better, and that is In an Absent Dream by Seanan McGuire. This is my favorite of the series so far. I was already in a fairy fantasy type mode, and so I picked this one up next, and I was just blown away. By far the best one in the series. If you don't read any of them, well, I guess you'd have to read the first one to understand what the whole concept, but this one's really good. All right, moving on. New release you haven't read yet, but you want to. I cannot believe I haven't read Holy Sister yet by Mark Lawrence. That was one of my top anticipated books of the year, and I still can't believe I haven't read it. There's also a novella, and the name escapes me. I own it. I will put it up here in the description on the screen. But Holy Sister and the novella, I can't believe I haven't read them yet. And then the other one is Finale, which is the third one in the Caraval series. I was on Caraval was bleh. Legendary I freaking loved. To me, Legendary is what Caraval should have been. I loved Legendary. It was great, and so I'm really excited to see what happens in Finale because stuff hits the fan in Legendary. So I can't believe I haven't read those yet either, but those three. Oh, also one here that I'm just gonna undo the pile here because holding a chihuahua. This one here, Black Leopard Red Wolf. I was really looking forward to getting this one. I got it and still haven't read it. All right. Most anticipated release for the second half of 2019. By far, Vow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I read Den of Thieves last year and was so blown away that I didn't realize that it was like part of a world that was already established. So I went ahead and bought all 3 of the previous trilogy, but I haven't read it yet because I kind of want to do this one first. But anyway, it's exactly what I did with Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Then I went back and read the other 3. Anyway, my point is, I cannot wait for Vow of Thieves. Den of Thieves was so good, and the way that it ended, it set up for this book and just made you like cringe because you knew how to wait another year to get this book. So I am so looking forward to that one coming out. Biggest disappointment. Well, I have 3. First one was The Andromeda Strain by Michael Crichton. That one is a disappointment because I had never read Michael Crichton before, and this was an audiobook of Michael Crichton. Michael Crichton has the reputation, now I know, of having the most dry, boring writing ever, and it's true. And imagine that in an audiobook. Like, I didn't think it was ever going to end. I mean, the book itself actually wasn't bad. I mean, obviously they made a movie out of it, but the writing was not good. The next one was, I'm actually going to have to look up the author. All right, so it's The Blackbird Season by Kate Moretti. I don't know. This is a book that someone had bought on booktube, and I watched her video, and she hadn't read it yet, but she hyped up the synopsis so much, so I was like, that sounds like a book that I would really like, so I'm gonna get it. And so I did, and it had such potential. I actually enjoyed reading it. It had so much potential, but it just fell so flat, and I gave it 3 stars, but still, it was a disappointment. The last one breaks my heart to say. That was country. Breaks my heart to say. But Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. For those of you who don't know, I didn't know this until earlier this year when I looked at the back jacket cover and was like, that's Seanan McGuire. Mira Grant and Seanan McGuire are the same person. I mean, literally, they're the same person. She uses one pen name for one genre and another for the other. So there's that. I don't know why I keep going so, but whatever. Into the Drowning Deep was right up my alley when it comes to like trash, garbage, like awesomeness. So kind of like the Sharknado of books. It was about killer mermaids that people found, and it just sounded up my alley. And once again, if you're new here, hey, how you doing? I've had a lot of surgery in my life, and I had a surprise heart surgery in January, so this was kind of my hospital book because I had to go up my heart from above and below. So I was on bed rest where I couldn't move or get up or anything. I had no pillow, no nothing. I was just flat on my back for like hours and hours and hours, and it was not a super great time. So I did this as an audiobook, which the audiobook was phenomenal, and I really did enjoy the book, like almost all the way through. Once again, I wasn't expecting much because it's about killer mermaids, but the ending was just so fantastical that it just seemed unbelievable even for an unbelievable book. So that was a big disappointment to me. So that one broke my heart, but there it is. The biggest surprise of the year, the story of A.J. Fickery. And who wrote this? Okay. The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery by Gabrielle Zevin. This was such a gem. And I will just tell you this, I don't want to give you a synopsis of everything because it's a lot of books, but AJ Fickery owned a bookstore, and his favorite thing was short stories. And this book is told in short story form. So his life told in short stories. And it's phenomenal. Such a standout. The other one was Heroine by Mindy McGinnis. I don't know why that's a surprise for me, because I love Mindy McGinnis. Like, anything she's written, I just want to read. So yeah, but Heroine got me out, the book, not the substance, got me out of my reading slump. Like, I had been in a real bad I'm reading because I'm reading. Just like sometimes you watch TV because you're watching TV. I'm reading because I'm reading. But this got me to the point where I was like, I want to be done doing whatever I'm doing so that I can read. And that is exactly what I was needing. Heroine was that book, and it was just so good. It was just a standout for me this year. Favorite new author. I'm going to try more Jandy Nelson. What did I read? I read I'll Give You the Sun. That's what it was. And the writing's beautiful. Her writing is just beautiful, and I've heard so many good things about her book. So Jandy Nelson's not a new author, but she's new to me, and I really want to read more by her. Newest fictional crush. Have a couple. Let me see, did I read this? Okay. I think maybe Nikolai from King of Scars is probably a fictional crush that's new. I did read Six of Crows, and he's in Six of Crows for like 5 seconds, but I don't consider like having known him until this year when I read the rest of everything. But Nikolai, I'd say, is my newest crush. Not perfect by any means, but pretty awesome. Also, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. There's another person in King of Scars that I'm not going to mention because it could spoil things, but I actually really enjoyed that one as well. Newest favorite character. Once again, she was in Six of Crows for 5 seconds, but didn't really, even in the Grishaverse, you don't really fall in love with her until you get to this one. Once again, Chihuahua. And that is Zoya. Oh my word. I love me some Zoya. And the grandpa and a heart and a body in the world. Like, I love him. I love him. He's awesome. Yeah. And I love any type of travel stories, like road trip. We're going on an adventure type stories anyway, so I was like primed to love him. Book that made you cry. Okay, so there is one that made me cry, but one that almost made me cry. Like, it put me on the verge of tears. And that was I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. Like, midway through the book, I mean, my heart was just stomped on the floor. But the book that actually made me cry is one of my least favorite books of the year. I shouldn't say that. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just something about Amber Smith's writing that just doesn't mesh with me. I don't know. Anyway, it's The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. Towards the end there, I wasn't like boo-hooing, but I literally, it was a faucet and I couldn't make it stop. Like, it could not make it stop. And I was just reading while everything was coming down my eyes. So definitely The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. That one made me cry. A book that made me happy. A Heart and a Body in the World by Deb Coletti. I told you I love that book. Favorite book to movie adaptation you've seen this year? Well, I think you've calmed down. So we're going to say goodbye to Kelly. I'm going to put her over here. So best book to movie adaptation I've seen this year. As far as a book, I don't know that I've seen one. I know, I guess comic books, The Avengers Endgame. That's kind of a cop-out. In January, I did watch, or at least finish, The Haunting of Hill House, the Netflix show. And who wrote that book? Let me just look that up. Okay, so The Haunting of Hill House is by Shirley Jackson. There's a Laura Miller up here, but I wonder if that's the narrator or the introduction. Shirley Jackson wrote the book. Phenomenal. And I don't like horror, like scary movies or any TV shows, anything like that. But that was really well done. Really well done. It won't make you jump or anything. Well, there's one towards the end of the series or the first season that will make you jump, but that's it. Like the rest of it, it's just a very well told story. So probably that one. And then I did watch Arrival, which is based on the short story Story of Your Life by Ted Chiang. I wrote that down so I would know that one. But those are the three that I watched. Of the three, I'd say, of course, I loved The Avengers. But The Haunting of Hill House is, like I said, phenomenal. Just great work. Favorite review you've written this year? I haven't written very many reviews this year because I've been busy. And when I say been busy, I mean I had, like, once again, if you're new, had surgery. Had to help take care of my father, which was my pleasure to do. He passed away. So I had a lot of stuff going on in my life. So as far as writing reviews, I didn't get a lot of chance to do that, but I did write one in particular. I wrote several within that same time frame. It was while I was taking care of my father. When my mother, like, it was like nighttime, there was like shift change. So I could go to my room and read, and I wrote a review on the Blackbird season by whoever wrote it. I've already forgotten. Kate Moretti had it right there. I did a good job on that review, I think. We're almost done. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. I have a couple to mention. I mean, I think that this one's pretty, King of Scars. I did get the new 10th anniversary edition. Is it 10th anniversary edition? Of the Hunger Games, which would be, is it this one? Yeah, this one's District 12, so that's the actual Hunger Games. Then we have Catching Fire, which is called Pride of Panem, the capital. And then I got the Mockingjay, which is District 13. So I think these are pretty, but I think like the most beautiful cover is kind of weird. Once again, Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. I am so tired of this. Why do they put these stickers on the front? And if I try to take that off, it's probably going to rip the cover. It's going to make me so mad. But that's probably one of the most beautiful books. And also, this book is big and long. And the reason why I say that is it has, not only does it have, what, 620 pages in it, the pages are thin, almost like Bible pages. And the words are small, like take up the whole page. So this is a beast of a book, which is probably why I haven't picked it up. What does it look like without the cover? Let's take a look see. Oh, it just has, oh, that's nice. Okay. It looks very sophisticated. It has the author and everything, and then right there, his initials. So very sophisticated without its cover. I think that's a really pretty cover. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? Oh, all right. So I'm going to list down below my top 10 or books that I need to read in 2019. I still want to finish the Harry Potter series. I have 3 more rereads I need to do. I don't even know how many. I try to do 12 nonfiction a year at least. I don't even know like where I am with that. So those type of things, about a specific book in particular, I finally want to read this. And I feel like I don't want to read this coming right off of Vicious and Vengeful because it's both like superpowers. But I know it's not the same thing. But anyway, that's one. Plus all the others I've already mentioned. That's a lot. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to not sit here and freak out about my TBR because it's important to enjoy the book you're reading. But this is a fun little tag and it's good to have goals. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a great reading year so far, and I will see you guys next time right here on Nat's Beautiful Life. Have a great day, gorgeous.